California. Okay, Bruno.
Ready? Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting to order and welcome everyone.
This meeting is being held in accordance with the schedule of meetings adopted at the organizational meeting held on January 3, 2024. Adequate notice of this regular meeting of the Kenilworth Board of Education has been provided to the Home News Tribune, the Star Ledger, the local source on January 11, 2024. A copy has been filed with the Kenilworth Borough Clerk, posted in the Board Office, Kenilworth Borough Hall, Brewerly, and Harding Schools, as is provided by the Open Public Meetings Act.
Thank you, Mr. Ganella. Please rise and join us in the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Mr. Ganella, can we please have roll call?
Yes, Biner.
Here.
David. Here. Drogan.
Here.
Ferrara. Haberthur.
Here.
Wadati.
Here.
Panici.
Here.
Tiers.
Here.
Zimmerman.
Here.
We have quorum.
Thank you. At this time, we will now have the receiving of the minutes and committee notes of the secretary. The regular BOE meeting minutes from the secretary from August 12th, 2024, and August 26th, 2024, and the personnel committee meeting notes from August 5th, 2024, and the curriculum and instruction from August 28th, 2024. Can I please have a motion to receive the BOE minutes and committee notes of the secretary, please? Second?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Haberthur, seconded by Mrs. Tiers. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, ayes have it, motion's carried. At this time, Mr. Ganella, do we have any reading of monthly correspondence?
We do not.
Okay, thank you very much. At this point, we will now move on to superintendent's reports and presentations. Superintendent Davies.
Thank you, Dr. Pernici. Mr. Ganella is going to be presenting on the referendum project update as he's getting prepared. Just a couple notes about the start of the school year. We had a very energizing and exciting start to the school year. I want to publicly thank our custodians and secretaries for readying the buildings for our staff to return. I also want to thank the leadership team for their work in creating a dynamic set of professional development days for our teachers. And finally, thank the teachers of Kenilworth. They came in energized, they eagerly engaged with our professional development, and they greeted their students with open arms on Thursday of last week. It was a really great start to the school year. Also just wanted to thank the Borough of Kenilworth for the wonderful fireworks display to kick off the new school year. I know it wasn't for the new school year, but it seemed like it was, and we enjoyed it. So what a great way to kick off the school year. I would vote for that to happen every year when we welcome kids back. But it was a really great fireworks display. So thank you to the borough. And Mr. Ganella is going to report on the referendum projects.
Yes, good evening, everyone. This is my monthly update, providing you a progress report on our various projects that we have in place. Fortunately, a couple of them are wrapping up very nicely. HVAC upgrades, all unit ventilator installations have been complete, and they're just basically doing some punch list items and some of the large equipment items. Nothing to report. The contract went pretty smooth throughout the entire process. A lot of that had to do with the accommodations that the teachers made from January to June and giving up some of their classroom space so we could get in there and get a jump on that. Otherwise, this would have been a very, very hectic summer. So I appreciate their assistance in accommodating us with that. Field progress. The field is, about 95% done with the punch list items. Obviously, it's in use. We've all seen it. It looks good. New scoreboard was installed just prior to the day of the first game. It is up and operational. The additions project, the underground asset line was complete for the new addition. That is one of the change orders that you will see on this evening's agenda. Underground utilities are almost complete. The lobby footings and foundations are complete, and we're expecting the steel to be arriving very soon, hopefully early next week. Auditorium framing in both the Harding and Brewerly is complete. The HVAC installation in Brewerly and Harding is almost at 80% completion. Those are couple of big air handlers I was talking about earlier. The multi-purpose room, or the MPR, which is the back gym, which is going to be the middle school multi-purpose room. It's going to be the cafeteria, the gymnasium, and probably sometimes auditorium area. That wall has been completed way ahead of schedule. Actually, that was supposed to be done next summer, but the contractors wanted to get ahead of it, so we allowed them to do that. Electrical in the lobby is in progress, and we have 2 change orders on this evening's agenda to approve. One, as I said earlier, was regarding the acid waste line venting. This was as per the municipal inspector. And then the other one was to relocate the electrical conduit for the transformer for the new addition. So here are some pictures of the HAC project. This is probably one of the last times I'll be reporting this out, since not much will be going on visually, at least. You have some classrooms, you have some of the rooftop units. In the second picture, you see the gym work being done in the third picture, and then some additional classrooms in the fourth and the fifth pictures. Field upgrades, you can see, you've probably all been out there. Everything is going pretty smoothly with that. We're working currently with the insurance company to recuperate the contaminated soil disposal, and hopefully that claim will come through soon. And there's a picture of the athletic field the night of the fireworks. The additions and alterations, you can see here the first pictures of the lobby. Second picture is some univentilator work in the auditorium of Harding. Third is the Brearley auditorium. The fourth one is the multi-purpose room wall going up. That's the back gym, and the fourth and the fifth are the foundation of the addition. You can see it's getting to a point where it's nice and level. The pad will soon be poured. Once all inspections are complete, the pad can be poured. So a couple of weeks ago, or last month, Mr. Ferrara asked for a cost breakdown of the projects. So this is basically what the cost breakdown is. You can see here the field improvements is about 15% of the project. The mechanical portion is about 22%, and the addition makes up the rest of that. The addition in the auditorium, the science, and the art rooms. So you can see there the awarded amount, and then the contracted change as the changes to date so far for the alterations. Hopefully, in project number 1, a good portion of that $700,000 will be returned to us via the insurance claim. And these costs do not include the design costs, the construction management fees, or other associated costs. These are just the hard contract costs with the contractors. Yes?
That's suggesting that we're almost $1 million over?
Well, no, because we build in contingencies.
Okay.
So we have built-in contingencies. I'd be a little nervous if we don't get some of that $700,000 back. I'll be a little nervous. But don't forget, we have a whole nother phase of preschool to do that is also part of that money too. That hasn't even been awarded yet. So if we get back that $700,000, we'll be in good shape.
Do you have an idea of how much you think we're going to get? Are we getting?
I don't want to.
Gotcha. You don't want to put it out in the universe?
Yeah, well, because it's negotiations.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So these are some of the projects that we're doing outside of the referendum scope, utilizing some of the, not only our operating funds, but also some of the funds for the interest on the bond proceeds. You can see there the clocks and the PA systems and the security and the camera systems. Those are both being awarded this evening. Those are not part of referendum bond proceeds, but will be awarded separately as part of our budget. The lighting and sound system, we awarded that last month for $776,000 for the auditorium project. And then some of the miscellaneous site work that we've completed on the fence on 14th Street, the sidewalk on 14th Street, lawn cover and pole vault pit, the Ward Field scoreboard, baseball bleacher concrete pad for the bleachers. That is actually on this evening's agenda as well. And then the storage units that you see scattered around the campus. Still, some of the projects that we still plan on awarding outside of the scope of the referendum are gym equipment for the multi-purpose room, basically new backboards in the gym, cafeteria tables, and serving area and equipment and refrigerators. We're going to be using cafeteria funds for that. Harding playground, the main playground, and the pre-K playground. And Mr. Ladati will be giving you some information regarding the financing of that piece during his report. So, are there any questions?
Yeah, just regarding the resolution 7 with the change orders,
Mm-hmm.
is that 135 additional, or is that what the price is now?
That's additional.
So it's 135 additional?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe same thing with resolution 8, clock, phones category, what is this?
Well, we're not even on resolutions yet, are we? Or-
No, but,
Okay.
Okay. Resolution
wanna
number 8.
wait? I don't,
What are they? What is it?
yeah, security cameras, okay, paging, clocks, phones category, voice call. This is all like extra, like, for our taxpayers, it seems like we keep going over it.
Well, people do need phones and clocks in classrooms, Paulette.
All
So
right.
that's what this is for, and it's not going over. It's not going over. This was always the plan, to use these funds to do this. We pulled these certain projects out of the referendum to bring down the remember it was $35 million? We wanted to bring it down because we knew we were going to be able to do some of these projects this way.
Just wondering, is there a bottom line here?
It's a new office, it's a new school building.
We
so
can't,
need
we
to
can,
supply-
we cannot award projects if there's no money.
I understand that. I'm
Okay.
just saying, like, when we're wondering, like, we took a bond out for certain funds, but everything's over budget, it seems like.
It's not, I'm going to dispute that terminology.
All right.
It's not over budget. It's exactly what we anticipated, okay?
In a different line item, it's still, okay.
Yeah, but it's just a different bucket, okay? If you go back and you look at the original scope of work, it was a lot larger than that. So we said, how can we scale down that original scope of work and not have to go out and bond? Going out and bonding another $2 to $3 million would have been an added expense to the community. If we could do it within with our capital reserve money, or the bond interest from the bond proceeds, that's how the board wanted to proceed to bring down that cost to the long-term cost to the taxpayers.
Okay, so this is like an example, this concrete pad, was that in the original?
Site work for the baseball field was there, yes. So, and that includes resolution number 11 as well.
Okay, same thing with the 10?
10 and 11, 10 and 11, softball and baseball.
Okay.
Okay? Any other questions?
Mr. Gannon.
Okay.
Not at this point.
Thank you to Mr. Cannella for the report. I'm just going to switch over to our last report of the day. I just wanted to present the goals, district goals for the upcoming school year, the current school year, I should say. So throughout the summer, the administrative team met, and we specifically had our retreat where we looked at our previous school goals, our district goals, and looked to see where we could sunset some of our goals, where we could improve and grow further. So we came up with our 2024-2025 district goals at our retreat, and these have also been shared with our full staff. Our first and foremost goal is academic achievement. We are a school district. This is key. And we've seen good growth so far. Our academic achievement is growing, and we need to do more. So we want to continue to foster engaging instruction while building meaningful curricular connections to the home and the greater Kenilworth community to advance skill development in all subjects. We have new ELA standards. We're working on K-8 math pilots. We talk to our faculty about shared responsibility so that our academic achievement is not just on the backs of math teachers or English teachers, but it's shared throughout all of our different disciplines. And specifically, what I'm excited about for this year is working with parents and with the greater community on providing what parents can do at home to help us educators inside the classroom to do greater work with our students. So whether it's tips or workshops, finding the ways to engage with our parent community and the larger community to help focus on academic achievement. So that is goal number 1. Excuse me. I have developed a cough. Pardon me. Our second goal, excuse me, is our referendum projects. Ooh, sorry.
It's okay.
Bigger cough, you gotta get that out. Yeah, you need a cough drop maybe?
Forgive me.
Good catch.
Thank you.
It's back to school season.
Sorry. So, our second goal is obviously the referendum and construction projects. We want to follow through with all of the referendum projects, develop and implement a successful 6th grade transition plan, and design and budget for early childhood education. So you see there, as Mr. Ganella is showing the progress, these are exciting things for our district, exciting things to help student achievement. So we want to make sure that all these projects are done successfully, and we transition into our 6th grade and our early childhood education very well. Also, we have the new auditorium spaces, which we want to celebrate as well. So we're excited for that. Goal number 3 is motivation, student academic motivation. So how can we teach through hands-on experiential lessons and support creative learning experiences for enhanced student engagement? We want to tap into what makes students tick, why they connect to school, and how we can make their engagement within the school community that much greater to, again, go back to academic achievement. We've developed an engagement toolkit over the years. We want to enhance that and continue using that with our teachers. We focus on our data team meetings with our teachers, making sure that we're using our data to enhance our student engagement, and also continue with our robust professional development, bringing in outside experts, using the internal experts that we have to make sure that we're focused on how do we make sure that our students are engaged in their classrooms. And the 4th goal is student voice and vision. We want to amplify and celebrate student voices to develop stronger student self-advocacy and leadership, facilitate experiences that enable students to envision their futures. This also taps into a little bit of motivation here, but making sure that our students can see themselves in their futures. They can realize what's going to be down the road for them, and we need to be able to do things to help support that. Providing them career exploration opportunities in the form of career fairs, college fairs, trades fairs, those types of activities. We also have a transition coordinator that we're approving tonight, hopefully. And that person's direct job is to help make connections to the outside world to help our students transition from school to the real world experience. and of course, continue our school celebrations that we've started to make sure kids feel like they belong, they have a voice, and they can help us move forward. So those are our 4 goals for the upcoming school year. Pardon my throat. Forgive me about that. What questions do you have about any of our school goals for the upcoming school year?
Not a question so much as well, just with the new ELA standards in Goal 1. By that you mean the state standards that were
State standards,
changed, that
yes.
all the English teachers are doing throughout the state.
Correct, yes.
Right, not
Making sure that
something
they're implemented
specific.
correctly and our teachers are supported in that.
Is the transition coordinator, is that going to be a long-term full-time role, or is that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Permanent position.
Permanent position, okay.
Questions? Thank you, Mr. Davies.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Joe, do you want to do HIV?
Oh, yeah. That does basically conclude my report. However, because it was the summer, there's no HIBs in the month of August, so there's no HIB report. But in the back of your packet is the attendance report, the enrollment report, so you can see where our current enrollment is at the start of the school year. We have 1,434 students enrolled in our district.
So that's my usual question this time. Do you have any like late walk-ins into the school district? And do we do our due diligence on residency on them?
We do our due diligence, and yes, we have late walk-ins. We were registering students on the first day of school. Today? Yeah. I don't know why people wait so long, but they do
I know.
sometimes wait so long.
I'm just always a little nervous about that, making sure, the kids that belong here, we don't mind paying for, but, kids that don't belong here, we should not have to, our taxpayers pay for those kids, so.
Yeah,
As long as we do our due diligence on that, I'm okay.
we are, yes.
Good.
Thank you,
Okay,
Dr. Panici.
Thank you. So at this time, we'll have report of committees, review of resolutions, and board discussion. Up first is Mr. Ladati with Finance, Facilities, and Negotiations.
Okay, so as Mr. Davies said, the buildings are open to the students, and thank the maintenance and custodial staff for getting that done. Transportation has started off smoothly, and all the routes are secured. The cafeteria operation is up and running. Just real quick on the negotiations committee, we're meeting tomorrow at 5:30. So hopefully we'll get, and that's for the custodians, maintenance, secretaries, and clerks. Vince mentioned the grant for the Harding School playgrounds. We received a $250,000 state aid grant for capital improvements, which will be used to update and enhance Harding School's playgrounds. The funding was secured through discussions with Senator Cryan's office in May and June of '24. The committee, or the Finance Committee, will be reviewing the options with Mr. Ganella and the building administration on how to proceed. Mr. Ganella just went into all the work that was done over the summer and the status on the referendum projects. I guess we did mention, as for resolutions, 1, 2, and 3 are the standards that are in our packet every month. I reviewed the financials, all the financial reports, including the billing, they're all in order, to the best of my ability, I should say. 4 was a large line item transfer. Mr. Ganella mentioned that, and that's going to be going to 8, 9, and 10. Resolutions 8, 9, 10, and 11. It's for architectural services that were not needed, which will allow us to expand some of the projects. 12 is necessary for additional section of the kindergarten, which was open for an increase, and that's a bathroom facility enhancement. 6 is payment to the contractors. 5 is resolute workshops. 6 are payments to contractors. I took a look at each, and all appear to be in order. 7 are the construction change orders. I think Mr. Haberther mentioned that. 8, again, are necessary items for the new middle school, pagers, clocks, phones, security cameras, etc. 8, 9, and 10, again, like we mentioned. And 13 is the Kane University social affiliation, or social work affiliation agreement. And that's all I have. So I'll take any questions.
Just one quick one.
Sure.
Playgrounds. What's the life expectancy on these things. I'm just curious, thinking in terms of, it's not that terribly long ago that we did the newer playground at Harding now.
Yeah, well, we're looking at possibly expanding the playground, not necessarily replacing the entire thing.
Still making it bigger.
Bigger.
Adding
And
this.
certain pieces,
I know, the
They-
teenagers hang out on them,
they're
they
kind
do
of
what they
broken,
do.
so, you know, we have our annual inspection, our insurance company comes out and inspects it. So some of those components are
Need to
not
be
necessarily
fixed.
age, but I mean, if age-appropriate kids played on it, it probably would last another 5 years.
Right.
But age-appropriate kids are playing on it, you know, so that does have a certain wear and tear on it, so, yeah.
So I have a question for maybe me or you. So, I know it's like, you know, I was always a fan of, you know, maybe watching out at night over our property, whether it's the football field or the Harding equipment. I don't know what our signage is on the new field in the area, but I saw like 2 kids riding bikes on the field the other night.
On the field
On the
itself?
field itself. So I don't know how we could police that, but
Well, it is we have
I
new
know.
signage up there that specifically says bikes are not allowed on the track or the field. You know,
I know, you can't be there 24/7 with a guard on it, but, I don't know. Maybe we could put some cameras up
I was
and
gonna say,
snap
what
some
about-
pictures up
where-
of kids and then post them or whatever, if you can do that, I don't know.
We're looking at some of those options. We are.
And then even, you know, on Harding School, like you said, maybe teenagers on the playground equipment at night
Mm-hmm.
or during the day, maybe we could get something there, some security on that to watch that equipment also.
So the playground equipment isn't allowed anybody on it? I thought it was open for the public after.
Well, let's talk about,
hours.
yeah, but
Talking about, but
teenagers.
teenagers hanging out and, you know, it's made for kids, little kids. It's not made for 18-year-old kids to be hanging out on a slide.
Quickly you forget you're a teenager hanging out.
I never vandalized anything. I'm just saying, we gotta have some type of,
I'm just saying, are they hurting anything? Are they?
Well, yes,
Yeah.
actually, because Vincent just said some of the equipment is broken as
Yeah.
a result of what these kids are
I
doing.
didn't hear that.
Yeah, so. if you-
Trash in place.
just
That's
something
not kids
just
hang
something we
out.
can look
Well, it's
into.
just that
Little
you
juveniles.
have certain pieces are designed for certain
Understood.
weights.
Weight limits.
So, you know,
I have a question. I'd like this to explain. Toilet room facility for early intervention? What are we saying?
okay, so we opened up the additional fifth kindergarten class. Kindergartens are required to have bathrooms within their rooms.
In the rooms, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
this classroom doesn't. So we have to put in for a waiver to the county office, the Department of Education, that says how we are going to accommodate their bathroom needs. And in this particular case, we're gonna have an aide walk the children down to the nearest bathroom, and that's how we deal with that.
That's a state thing? That's a state thing?
It's a state thing.
Yeah, we've done that
Or
before.
else you have to have an aide walk a child down? So it's
Or
like
some
one or
other
the
type
other?
of accommodation, yes.
Okay, just curious.
So there are some in some of the rooms, but not this new one.
Correct.
So would they be walking them down to that
We have 7
room?
rooms, we have 7 rooms with bathrooms.
Okay.
Okay, 4 kindergarten rooms, and then 3 of our preschool rooms, all have bathrooms. This would be an 8th requiring it. Now, hopefully, when the 6th grade moves out, we're going to be looking at that and expanding that so we have 8, 9, or 10 classrooms with bathroom facilities. That's our goal.
Okay, thank you. It was the terminology I didn't quite.
Yeah, it's
For
just,
early intervention.
that's the name of the
What are we
form. That's
talking
the form. We're just kindergarten.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Anyone else? Any questions for Ms. Ordo? Okay, thank you very much. Up next, Personnel and Management, Mr. Haverhill.
11 excuse me,
Sorry, it's contagious.
11 resolutions tonight. 14 and 15 are the acceptance of resignations. Did I say 11 resignations? Resolutions.
Resolutions.
Okay.
Resolutions.
Resignations. Resolution 16 is the approval of the aforementioned transition coordinator.
Resolution 17 is AM lunchroom aides and paraprofessional aides for the 2024-2025 school year. Resolution 18 is a change of a salary. Resolution 19 is change to 8 hours. Resolution 20 is the revision of a maternity leave absence request. Resolution 21 is the approval of a maternity leave absence request. Resolution 22 is approval of co-curricular stipend positions for the 24-25 school year. Resolution 23 is approval of unused sick days, the payment of unused sick days. And Resolution 24 is the approval of SOA paraprofessional staff for the 24-25 school year. That's it.
Questions for Mr. Davis?
Just one. With the Resolution 16, hiring starting on Step 11 Masters, how many, with our contract the way it's set up now, how many steps are there below Step 11 Masters? I know it would seem like logic, people would say 10, but I know our numbers don't necessarily work that way, or at least they didn't at one
They go
time.
1 through 10.
They
Yeah,
do
go
now.
1 through
So it would
15.
literally be the 11th step.
Correct.
So we're hiring this person at the 11th step because they have that much experience? Or, you know, it just seems like a big jump for somebody coming into the district brand new.
Yeah, this is, we've been attempting to fill this position for a while now. We've had several candidates who we couldn't match their salary requests. So this one, we found what we feel will be the right person for this position, because it's a unique position, so we wanted to make sure we find the right person. And they had, you know, several years of experience as an educator, so we felt it was appropriate for the step 11.
Okay.
Anyone else? Questions for Mr. Huberger? Okay. We'll now move on to curriculum and instruction, Mrs. Tears.
Sorry.
Was there
Personnel committee notes for him to read out?
You read that last month.
that was, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a policy because you were holding that. So,
Well, it
sorry.
said your committee notes on here, so I wasn't sure. We just have one resolution tonight. Resolution 25 is the approval of the HIB report from July 2024. And my curriculum and instruction committee notes, we met on August 28th at 6 p.m. in here. Ms. Heipel discussed the summer curriculum, writing guides, and the summer programming, which included the successful outcomes of new staff orientation and the teacher leadership program, and plans to further enhance these programs. Mr. Davies and Ms. Heipel then shared the state testing score results, which will be presented to the public at the October board meeting. They also discussed the opening day schedule and the professional learning programming for the school year. Ms. Heipel also provided an update on the AI practices for the district, and Mr. Davies shared the positive work and plans that were generated from the administrator's summer retreat. Mr. Davies then spoke about his plans for community engagement for the school year. The committee members discussed options to customize the parent engagement programs. And lastly, the committee members discussed staffing as well as the class sizes and the most recent numbers of enrollment.
Any questions? Ms. Teers? Resolution 26 under policy, which was mentioned, be it resolved that the Kenilworth Board of Education, in accordance with policies 1400 mandated and 4111, approves the following new job description as recommended by the superintendent for the transition coordinator. At this time, we'll now move on to old business. Does anyone have any old business? Two item, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to say that the fireworks were wonderful, and I'm very thankful that they're back where they belong.
Two things under old business. Now that school is back in swing, the Friday folders and information are being sent out by Mr. Davies. Please make sure that you're checking and looking for updates even on our website. And another item under old business, possibly the residency committee meeting again before the end of the year to discuss any updates, because residency came up again. That could be something we possibly do. Okay? Anyone else under old business? Okay. New business?
I just want to make a statement that the game on Friday was fantastic. It wasn't a fantastic result, but it was great to see so many members of the community out there. The student body was donning their stars and stripes, but it was a great example of the hard work that we're putting into the town, into the field. It looked great, and it was a good time. So hopefully more wins to come.
Thank you. So we want to take the opportunity to welcome everyone back, students, family, and staff. And we want to thank everyone, leadership teams, all the team members that helped to prepare school for the opening of schools. We know it takes a village. We also want to thank all the PTOs at both schools that really helped to have some welcome back initiatives and things for the parents and the students. We want to wish the students good luck with academics and sports, and we're off to a really good start so far. 2 additional items under new business for Union County Educational Services Commission. I attend the monthly meeting. There's nothing to report other than, some transportation contract and personnel items, but there's nothing that would impact our school. And one last item, 9/11 is in fact this week, so we would like to just acknowledge that. Very significant time in our history, so if we can take a moment just to acknowledge that event, it would be great for the board.
Do you have a time on that event? It's Wednesday, I'm not quite sure.
No, I'm just saying to take a moment now to acknowledge
Oh,
9/11
sorry.
as a country. No, there are some community things, but just for us to acknowledge what a significant
Absolutely.
event it is for.
It's 5 o'clock on Wednesday.
Okay.
at Borough Hall.
Okay,
Another
so Mr. Biner, can you say that again for anybody?
I think it's 5 o'clock at Borough Hall this Wednesday. I'm pretty sure they mentioned it last week's council meeting.
Yeah, I heard 5 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to add under new business? Okay, we'll now open up the meeting to the public. Is there a motion to open up the meeting to the public?
Motion to open?
Second.
Okay, motion made by Mrs. Drogan, seconded by Mr. David. All those in favor of opening the meeting to the public, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion's carried. Mr. Ganella?
Yes, public comment is now be accepted. The Board of Education sets a limit for the public to speak at the board meeting to 5 minutes per person unless prior permission has been granted by the board for extended time pursuant to KBOE policy and bylaw 0167. When you approach the podium, please include your name and address prior to making your comments.
Is there any public at this time that would like to make a comment? Okay, please step up.
Hi, Joey Grimaldi, 34 North 14th Street. This past, I believe, the maintenance guy was running some machine over the brand-new field as per its regular maintenance or whatever. And I had my truck parked across the street. I usually have it in my driveway, but I put it across the street. He ran this machine back and forth over the whole thing as if he was mowing the lawn, but it's artificial surface. When I went over there across the street to bring my truck in my driveway, I noticed on the ground there's all of these orange and black pellets and stuff, and there's white and green fake grass stuff on that side of the street and on my side of the street. And I brought my truck into the driveway. I noticed a few little rubber pellets and things on my hood of the truck. Thankfully and fortunately, there was no scratches. But when I went over there, before I looked on the other side, I expected to see all of this rubber stuff pelted against my truck because I saw it all on this side of the street and on my side of the street. I spoke to Chris and I asked him, I said, look at all of this stuff. Who's going to clean it up? He said, it's the town's responsibility. And he had mentioned something about they were supposed to clean up after the night of fireworks, but the town didn't, and then he did it that next morning, and all of that stuff is on Brearley's side of the street and my side of the street. Now, had I mowed the lawn and had all of the lawn in the street, someone would have come by and said, hey, you have to pick this up. All of this rubber stuff is still on both sides of the street. Now, he said the town was supposed to do it. I don't know, I didn't speak to anyone in the town, but like, someone has to clean it up. And is this gonna happen every time he runs that machine across the whole field? You know, and I had complained to the board after the fact about the field. Now, you know that's history. It looks beautiful. I did walk on the track. It's really nice and cushy, and it's beautiful, and I hope we get many championships out of it. But this stuff, if this is going to be a routine thing, this is wrong, and someone has to clean it up, not make it go in the streets. And now, I ride a motorcycle. Now, motorcycles are very I can't think of the word, susceptible to gravel on the road and stuff. All right, now, most riders, me included, always look out for that stuff. Well, this is like, you know, this is may cause some kind of accident too, because there's motorcycles that go up and down the street. There's a lot of cars and trucks. But anyhow, thank you for your time. I hope this gets addressed, and you know, because it's wrong to have that stuff all over the place.
Thank you, Mr. Grimaldi, for your comment. Thank you. Any other public at this time like to make any comments? No? Okay.
Seeing no one, I make a motion to close the public portion of the meeting.
Second.
Okay. Motion made by Mr. David, seconded by Mrs. Tiers. All those in favor of closing the meeting to the public, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, ayes have it, motion is carried. At this time, Mr. Ganella, can we have a roll call of resolution?
Dr. P,
Yes, sure.
Just one quick, just in curiosity, out of sort of a follow-up to what Mr. Grimaldi was asking about with these pellets, I find it a little amazing myself to think that if we've got some kind of machine operating on the field, that these things are winding up out on the sidewalk and street level, and would worry about people slipping on them. I mean, he's talking about motorcycles.
Do we want
a lot of
two stories?
elderly-
Do you want my theory on it? I have to confirm it. I don't think what the green field maintenance had anything to do with the thing. I think it was after the fireworks, DPW came and blew the entire facility
to get the
to get all the
mess.
firework debris
Like
off. And they
blower
probably,
style.
and don't forget, this is a new field, so there were red pellets and black
Right.
pellets all over the place. And I think they did a great job. I'm not blaming the DPW. They did a great job cleaning our facility, so I'm not complaining about that.
Right.
But I think they might have blown it onto 14th Street.
As
and
opposed
I
to the
think that-
machine that Mr. Parkville
Yeah,
was,
that
all right,
mach-
yeah,
that
because that
machine,
was
that
like blowing
machine
my mind,
shouldn't
the
be,
idea
shouldn't
that.
be shouldn't do that. But I'll confirm that.
Double check it.
And if that's the case, I'll have Mr. Connolly contact the DPW. They'll just run the street cleaner up 14th Street to take care
Okay,
of
yeah,
the
because
debris.
like you're saying, you know, besides motorcycles, there are a lot
They
of
probably didn't even
elderly
realize
that
what,
walk
they didn't even
along there.
probably realize what they were blowing off.
Yeah.
Because they were more
I'm
focusing
sorry,
on,
comment, sorry, Mr. Grimaldi.
they were more focusing on the actual fireworks
The firework
debris, which is
debris, yes, the chunks of
the
stuff.
chunks of chunks of little pieces of plastic.
Yeah,
and
the cardboard tubings.
pieces, that's
Right.
what they were focusing on, but.
All right, that
they
makes sense.
Yeah,
Mr. Ganal, can you just give us an update next meeting?
sure.
Thank you, that would be wonderful. Okay. Anyone else? Thank you. Any comment? Anyone else? Okay, Mr. Ganal, roll call of resolutions.
This is resolutions 1 through 26 on the agenda. Do any need to be voted on separately? No? Okay. 1 through 26. Biner.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Drogan.
Yes.
Ferrara. Oh, sorry. Habather.
Yes.
Ladati. Tiers.
Yes.
Zimmerman. And Panici.
Yes.
Motion's carry unanimously.
Okay, is there a need to go into closed executive session?
There is not.
Okay, can I ask for a motion to adjourn, please?
Second.
Okay, motion made by Mr. David, seconded by Mr. Haberther. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carried. We are now adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Mr. Grimaldi.
How's that?